I was fascinated that you found out yourself by watching television in prison. You just suddenly saw that your sentence was being commuted. Just on that point, that moment, what did that feel like?
I'm still processing it, Piers. I'm still having a hard time sleeping and adapting, but I'm still in a state of shock. I mean, I had just gotten out of being 41 days in complete isolation with no real human interaction. So I'm still trying to get my lining and understand, this is real, this is happening. It was a targeted torture of nearly half the time I was in prison. I was in solitary confinement for an extended period of time.
And those who don't know, why were you kept in solitary for so long?
There was an initial old death threat that was recycled by Project Veritas, and it was taken serious, even though it had already been debunked years before by Capitol Police. They actually did their process quite fast, but in 21 days, they were able to conclude it was old, fake, not credible, and that no one was actually going to break into prison to kill me. But the warden, who I had been critical of on my column for the South Shore Press since my inception in prison because of the conditions, unsanitary, inhumane conditions that they kept us, from feeding us expired food to having black mold all over the ceiling, this warden saw an opportunity to try to silence me. This was a torturous, dehumanizing process. And I got to say, she allowed me to stay an additional almost 3 weeks in solitary so she can run her, quote, internal process. And all along calling this protective custody while she put me alongside with people who were in segregated isolation for disciplinary custody, meaning one phone call every 30 days for 15 minutes, no visits, only once a month with shackles. They put me in shackles, Piers, what they usually put murderers and dangerous people in. So this is the kind of treatment I received. I was in this big dorm with almost 50 other guys, and I cried. I cried every night, Piers. And the first night was awful. You walk in, you don't know anybody. The conditions are awful. The sanitation and sanitary conditions don't really exist. Nutrition is absolutely subpar. You're forced to live in an environment that's unsafe, hostile, and unsanitary. I was absolutely terrified. I told you and your audience before going, violence, sexual violence, physical violence, all those things went through my head.